Hey guys, this is Mrs. Tatter. Just wanted to make another video explaining a few more examples of solving equations. This is a skill that's kind of necessary, and it's a skill you need to be successful in Math 2 and Math 3 as well. It really just, you need to know what like terms are when you're allowed to combine terms together, and the fact that if they are on opposite sides of the equation, you have to cancel them out by doing the opposite of the operation or sign that they currently have. So I do the same thing as the guy in the Edpuzzle video. I always cancel out my smallest x first. So between 2x and 4x, the smaller one is 2x. This is a positive 2x, not because of this positive sign. Whenever you're deciding what a term is, you look in front of it. So the fact that there is nothing here in front of the 2x means this is a positive 2x. So the way I'm going to get rid of it is by subtracting it. Now, I didn't subtract it everywhere. I subtracted it from the original term, and the only other place I'm going to subtract it on the other side of the equation is from the 4x, because those two are my like terms. So I'm going to bring down this positive 10. 4 minus 2 is 2, and those are my x terms, and I'm going to bring down this negative 2. All right, so now basically I have made this side my variable side. So since this doesn't have a variable, I have to cancel this term next and move it over to the other side. So it's a negative 2. The opposite will be to add 2. So that will cancel it. 10 plus 2 is 12. And this means 2 times x. So the operation that undoes multiply is divide. And 12 divided by 2 is 6. Now you can always check an equation to see if you've done it correctly by plugging in x. So when I plug in and do 2 times 6 plus 10, that should equal the same thing as 4 times 6 minus 2. If it does, 6 is the right answer. If it doesn't, I made a mistake somewhere. So 2 times 6 is 12. 12 plus 10 is 22. 4 times 6 is 24. 24 minus 2 is also 22, so it checks out. In the Khan Academy video, they used an actual scale model to show you what was happening. So my original equation of 2x plus 10 so there's my 2x plus 10. And the other side, (4x) and 2 negatives. So this scale has to stay balanced at all times, so whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So you can see if I subtract these two and I take 2 off on the other side, this side now has no x's, and this side still has 2 x's. So there's my 2x. This side still has 10, this side still has negative 2, but so far all I've done is take 2 x's off of both sides. The way that you undo a negative is by making a zero pair. So technically I need to add 2 positives to this side to cancel out those 2 negatives. So if I had to add 2 positives over here, I have to add 2 positives over here. So now this side is 12, and this side, those are gone. This side is just 2 x's. And basically now the only way that I can make this smaller is just by taking half of both sides. So that's why I split this side in half and got 1x, and I split this in half, so instead of 12 I got 6. So there's a visual representation. All right, I want you to pause here and try this one on your own. All right, hopefully you've paused. I'm going to work it out, and I'm going to go through this one kind of fast. And I expect if you got this one wrong, you will email me or comment in the Google Classroom and ask me to look at your work, take a picture of it, email it to me. Remember that we learn by making mistakes and asking questions. So -9 plus 1 is -8. All right, so again, I picked my smallest x and I subtracted it on both sides. And then I got rid of the constant that was on my variable side by doing the opposite. And then my last step was to divide. All right, I hope this helped. Please continue to do the practice that I post on solving equations and continue to email me or send me pictures of your work so that I can help you figure out what mistakes you're making.